G'day, welcome back for another video in my series on Apple Music. Made another pretty good discovery with Apple Music last night, and yeah, how to get some better audio quality on your system. Yeah, last night I moved out to the living room, which I have here. I have a modest little system here. I've got a Onkyo 2.1 channel amp. It's only doing 2 channels at the moment. Got some older B&W 601 speakers, and what I've done is I've moved the topping DAC out here and also a Raspberry Pi. Now later on I'll show you how to integrate all that with Apple Music. The reason was the Onkyo, yes, does have Airplay and Google Cast, and as we know, Apple Music runs over Airplay, lossless audio over Airplay. But for whatever reason, I think it's a bit of an issue with the Onkyo. Same thing with Google Cast as well. The audio or the network drops in and out, only for a split second, but enough to be annoying and enough for me to try something better, a better solution. And in doing that, I've actually got pretty good audio quality coming out of the Apple Music. Now, for a reference, I used to have the Raspberry Pi set up to the DAC, and I used to run Rune software on there. Now, it might be a bit of a surprise to most people, and a bit of a audiophile secret, but to my ears, Apple Music sounds considerably better than Rune. Oops, but yeah, not just like, as you know, in the audiophile world, when you make a component change, if you change cables, if you get a new DAC, get a new da-da-da-da, you're looking for that 1% difference most of the time, and normally is only 1 or 2% at best difference to your system. Once you've got the right speakers and the right amp, all those other little components are just your 1%ers, that's it. But I will say Apple Music running through topping DAC, then to the amp, I would say at least a 10% improvement. That's just throwing a figure out there, but that's how, in comparison, that's how much of a bigger difference it is. Now, in a minute, I'll show you how to set it all up, but it's basically going, how Airplay is working on the Raspberry Pi. So I've got Airplay from an iPad, which runs through the Raspberry Pi, and that's got an operating system on there called RuPi. And it's got also another little feature called RuPi XL, and that enables you to share to it. So you can share Spotify to it, Spotify Connect, and also Airplay. So that means then you can USB out of the Raspberry Pi into the DAC, and then you're running Apple Music through a dedicated DAC. So there you can see the topping DAC and the Raspberry Pi. I've got it closed away in a cupboard, so you can close the door on it, because it all can be very, very messy with all the cables, especially coming out of the Raspberry Pi. You've got cables from the side, cables from the back. So you've got USB for the power, you've got the USB for the DAC, you've got the Ethernet cable for your network, and then of course your out of the DAC, the RCA cables to your amp. So now I'll show you how to set up the RuPi on the Raspberry Pi. Right, okay, to set up your RuPi, or Rupee, however you want to say it, first simply go to the RuPi webpage. This will tell you all the information you need to know about getting the basics of it set up. So it takes you through how to install it on a SD card, and then how to put it into the Raspberry Pi and all that sort of thing. So that's pretty, explains itself there. The main thing we want to know is once you've got it all installed and connected and good to go, you go to the RuPi local, which enables you to log into the software that you just installed on your Raspberry Pi. Now, you've got to make sure you got the RuPi XL installed. That's the key here, because the XL is the one that has the sharing on there. So once we have that installed, we go to RuPi XL. Then we go to SharePoint Sync. Now it doesn't say anything about Airplay or anything like that, but it's SharePoint Sync. And then what we do there is simply make sure the audio output is through the USB. Now that's of course if you're just using the Raspberry Pi on its own. If you're using a hat, which is like a little top plate, little top plate that attaches to the Raspberry Pi. It's got a DAC attached to it. You'd click on the hat, but in this case it's USB out. And I've got volume control set to software. You can have that none if you like. Pretty much if you set the software, that means I'll just control the volume on my iPad when I click into Apple Music. If you select none, that means the volume's locked in and you use your amplifier to control the audio. So once you've done all that, you press commit changes, then save it, then it reboots. Might take 1 or 2 minutes and away you go. So now we'll go into the Apple Music, which here we go here, and then when we play a song, we simply click the Airplay button. Oh, we'll try that again. There we go. And there's all my Airplay devices. And the one we're after in this case is the RuPi. So we press RuPi. Tick, it's connected. Now when I press play, that's going to play. But I don't want to play it because then YouTube will pick it up and blah blah blah, try to ban the video and whatnot. So I'm just trying to show you the best way to run, or a better way actually, to run Apple Music and get a bit better quality out of it. So hope you enjoy that video, hope it helps. If it does, please subscribe to my channel. I'm sure I'm going to find a few more tips and tricks over time with the Apple Music. Because when you've got a product that is good, you just want to try to get the best out of it. So it's pretty exciting times. I think my next video is I'm going to look at the best Apple Dolby Atmos music over a Dolby Atmos home cinema system, rather than through the headphones, but actually through a cinema system where you've got the speakers installed in the ceiling. So that will be my next video. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. See you later.